Hi, Lottie. It's Stephanie and Adrian from the How to Be a Redhead podcast. We're so excited to have you on.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, so Adrian and I are two redheads raised by our dad had red hair. It's gray now, and our mom is a blonde, was a blonde, will always be a blonde. And so we're wondering, us being raised by also a blonde mom, what is it like for you raising two redheaded girls as a blonde mom yourself?
So it was something that was so unexpected. I'm a blondie. I was born kind of strawberry-ish, but always promptly blonde. My husband, kind of like dirty blonde hair as well. So when I was pregnant with my first, I was like, wouldn't it be so funny if we had a redhead? Just out of nowhere, no really reason why I said it. But as I was pregnant, my roots turned like an auburny color, and it was very strange.
Oh.
And because I mean, I am blonde, but like this is fake. We get some highlights.
Yeah, yeah.
But um, my daughter came out fire red hair, and we were so shocked. Like so much hair, fire red, and we just kind of looked at each other like, "Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that." Like, there's no red in our immediate family, nothing at all.
No
So it was
way.
No one.
no
So
one,
no one, you
no.
don't know anyone on either side.
Nope. Now, like, my
Wow.
mother-in-law will be like, here's your fourth cousins that live in Ireland with red hair, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have no idea who they are. She probably just brought them off the internet. But yeah, it's been so fun because their hair is so unique and so rare. And for a lot, my little one, she has so much golden in her hair. We always thought it was going to turn blonde because like there
Which
was
can
just so much.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can. There's so much natural golden in her. We're like, oh, it'll turn blonde. Nope. And then my second was born with blonde hair. And we're like, okay, all our other kids are going to be blonde for sure. And then
It was just a
it
fluke.
was
You
just a
thought like it
fluke.
was just a
Yeah.
one-time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're fair, but we're not like, I'm fair. My husband's not that fair. And then we had a bet coming with my third. Like, is she going to be red? Is she going to be blonde? She came out bright red, and my blondie cried because she lost the bet. And I was like, how did we end up with two redheads and one blonde? It just doesn't make sense, but I love it. It's been amazing.
Yeah. Oh my
Wow, I know
gosh.
the redhead
It's
gene is
crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
Is insane. Like we love to share things on our Instagram about people tag us all the time where they were just so shocked that they had redhead kids. It was just unbelievable, like they didn't have anyone in their family or you just wouldn't expect it, especially with two brunette or two blonde parents. And then to have a redhead daughter or son is just so insane. I know Stephanie will share, but she's a redhead with two non-redhead kids.
Oh,
So it's just nuts how that happens.
Yeah.
that
And
is
we,
funny.
yeah. And my husband and I, we kind of had a little bet going because my son was born brunette and took after my husband. But then last podcast season, we had a scientist on, Adrian, I forgot his name, from Australia.
Hmm.
And he was saying it was a whole episode on was debunking the myth that redheads are going extinct. And we ended up talking about the gene. And he was like saying, since my husband's grandmother had red hair, that he would bet that I have a higher chance with my second to be a redhead. So when she was being born, the ROB said to the whole room and all the nurses, not a ginger. And it was like a joke because beforehand I was like, while my like contractions are happening, I'm like, I wonder if she's going to have red hair. But it's interesting because the back of her hair is dark, but then the top, when the sun hits, it almost, sometimes I do get stopped and I'm like, sometimes someone will say, oh my gosh, your daughter is strawberry blonde. And I have to kind of do a take back on like, really? Because I don't see it sometimes, especially, you know how when your hair is wet, it almost looks a little darker. So I
Hmm.
don't know. I'm curious to see if it does change, but I know it's interesting, like, because then you're not a redhead and you had two redheaded daughters. It's like
I know.
everyone is so different.
How
Well,
does it happen?
and my husband in the sun, his beard has like speckles of red. Like,
Okay.
Okay.
but that was just, I mean, now he's old and growing a beard, and it it was stuff we never saw before. So we're like, okay, if you get him in the perfect lighting, you know, it's like a little red, but still like no red anywhere to be found in the family.
Yeah. And how about when you go out in public with two redheaded daughters? Because we know you have three and your middle one is a blonde. But
Hmm.
is there ever been a situation where someone stops you? Because for our mom, she was always getting asked, "Oh, are you the nanny or where's the mother?" And she had to constantly say, "I'm the mother." Like she still jokes about it with Adrian and I. But
Or people asked her if she dyed our hair, and she's like,
yeah.
"Why would I dye my 4-year-old's hair?"
Like, that's a good thought. So we actually, I would say 9 out of 10 times whenever we go out of the house, we always get a comment, always. Their hair's so beautiful. I would kill for that hair. A lot of older
Yeah.
women, my hair used to be that color. Um, and a lot of like, well, where does the red come from? And I'm snarky and I'm like, oh, the mailman, you know, like,
Yeah, right. A
I
little
don't
sarcasm.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we get stopped constantly about their hair because it is so beautiful. And my older hair, her hair is a lot lighter, and my younger, her hair is red, but it's a lot darker. So they're definitely two different tones of red. So we get stopped nonstop whenever we're out. It's like my kids are so used to it at this point. They're like, "Thank you."
And so how about
Yeah.
their dynamic as kids, cause or siblings, I should say. So the oldest has red hair and also the youngest. Do you
Hmm.
feel like have they shared with you that they feel a bond with their hair color? Are they
I
too
think
little?
They're they're younger. They are definitely like we're twins. Like they're always like, "Oh, you look like me. I look like you. We're twins." So they'll do that
Oh.
because especially my 4-year-old right now, she's a spitting image of my 11-year-old. Now luckily my middle one, I'm blonde. I think if I was redhead, she would have a total mental breakdown
Yeah, she'd be like, "Oh my
because
gosh, I'm the
She has you.
like I can never dye my hair ever. I have to be blonde forever because she's like, well, I'm like mom, so you guys can be best friends, but me and mom are blonde together.
Yeah, I love
Well,
that.
and what about their experiences? I'm wondering too if it's different. Like, do the girls with red hair have they experienced bullying or any kind of social pressure for being different?
So my oldest, and I do get a lot of crap for this. Because she is that really fair, lighter red hair, her eyebrows and eyelashes are kind of like that non-existent, you know, you
Mm.
can't really see. And when she was, I believe, second grade, she's like, Mom, I want to wear mascara because kids at school say they can't see. I have no eyelashes and I have no eyebrows. And for me, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
if that will
Yeah.
make you feel more confident
I would do the
and
same, I think.
make you feel better, let's do it. So she would, you know, we went, and that is one of the hard things not me as a redhead, but I've noticed with my children, um, makeup and everything like that is totally different on like her fair skin, you know, and finding the right colors and finding the right shades. And this is too dark, but like that's a whole nother thing. But she started wearing mascara as a second grader and I would get comments like, "Oh, she's wearing makeup." I'm like, "Yeah, she feels more confident." You know, her
Yeah,
eyelashes are
I think that's
so
great.
blonde, her eyebrows are so blonde that you can't see them. And when you're a kid and you look in the mirror and kids at school are making fun of you, you're gonna do, you know, what makes you feel good. Now, luckily, it's kind of died down now that she's getting older, but kids can be snotty, and so
Yeah. Yeah, kids are mean.
yeah, kids are not nice. So my youngest though, her hair's that darker shade, so she's definitely a little bit more visible in like the eyebrow and eyelash area. So,
I
but
know the eyebrow department, I remember like just feeling like it's not easy. I guess you know what I mean? Like I don't know if are their hair is their hair eyebrow hair coarse,
it's
you
not.
know?
Their hair is very thin. They have a lot of it, but it's super thin. But it's like
Okay.
some darks are too dark, or it's too red, or it's too yellowy. Like
Mm,
finding stuff. My daughter did competition
yeah.
dance last year, and they do a full face of makeup. And for her full face of makeup, you know, eyebrows, everything, it was a lot harder because they want you to use a specific brand and a specific color. And I'm like,
Mm.
this does not look good on you because your skin and your hair is just different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we
Mm-hmm.
had to
Oh,
work around that a little bit.
she's so lucky. They're both so lucky to have you as redheads
Oh,
because
thanks.
no offense to our mom, but she was clueless, you know, like I love her and
Well, there
everything,
were
but
no
we
resources,
were
she
talking,
said. That's what
there
she,
weren't,
right.
Yeah.
there weren't any
There
resources.
wasn't Google to like, or
No.
brands, obviously now compared to like 25, 30 years ago, it was night and day. So
She would have let us wear mascara though if we
Yeah.
wanted
yeah,
to. Yeah.
I think when we were younger, maybe third, fourth, fifth grade, she brought us to the Clinique counter at
Yeah.
our local mall, and I think we each got like a pressed powder and a couple other like things to use. And I think we started using mascara, Adrian, around that age.
It was young. Yeah. I mean, I think we totally get it. I mean, you just want your eyelashes to stick out like everyone else, and you kind of just want to blend in and not be so different. And you're already so different with the hair color. And I've noticed too, it was hard for me to distinguish which girl was which when I was going through your TikTok today, but they have the cutest freckles.
Yes, they do.
I
Yeah.
noticed
Yes.
like right here. Like I mean, it's almost like perfectly placed.
Yeah.
Like they look too perfect.
We're obsessed with their freckles, but that also takes a turn come summertime because
Okay.
they freckles cluster, right? The more you're in the
Yeah.
sun, the more
Yeah.
they cluster. And my oldest, which I always like, I'm crazy, but I'm like, okay, like we take care of our face, right? Even as me, I'm like, we're shading our face. We don't want that like direct sun. So
Yeah.
with them, I will always use like Supergoop or like the Murad sunscreen,
Okay.
like the invisible sunscreen that I have my 11-year-old every morning before she goes to school. She like puts it on, especially come like summertime, because she
Good.
doesn't like when her freckles, they do anyways, but you know, they cluster. And then she's like, it just looks like a big blob.
Yeah.
I go,
Right.
no.
Yeah, I know.
A
Sunscreen's so
beautiful blob. It's a beautiful blob.
yes. And then
We get
how
it.
about your youngest? Is she okay? Well, she's 4, right?
She's still little. So she has those, like right now, her freckles are starting to break through more.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's not like outside recess yet. So she's doing it still in like preschool. But
Yeah.
anytime like we have soccer games, soccer, anything outside, I'm like, okay, on your face. I don't care. We don't have to worry about the shoulders if we're not out for long, but let's put it on the face just to take care
Yeah.
of all of that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they say those beginning sunburns when you're little, like that's what gives you skin cancer later
Yeah,
on. It's not actually when you're in your
that's
20s or
right.
30s. It's those young
Before
years
the
because the
age of
skin
18. Yeah.
Yeah.
is so vulnerable.
And
Mm-hmm.
their skin is so fresh and so soft, and sunburns hurt. And whenever they get,
Yeah.
my kids are big babies, so I'm like, I don't want to hear it. Put
Yeah.
on your sunscreen.
Yeah. And then how about Tanner. Oh my gosh, my
Mhm.
accent. We're originally from Rhode Island, Adrian and I. So sometimes
It comes out
it
all the
comes
time.
out.
H2
I know.
Bob,
I love it.
H2 Bob,
Self Tanner.
Tiana. Yeah.
We know it's an Amazon favorite of yours in the Saint Tropez, which is amazing. Adrian and I
Mhm.
also love that brand. It's a classic. And we always say the mitt makes it, right? It's like
Yes.
for us personally, applying it
hmm
as when before the mitt came out or was popular, it would always just get all over the place, but it gives you an easy application. But what do you like about this sunless tanner?
So I like, obviously, up until this point, you try like the lotion that goes on where it's just lotion, or like you go to
Mm-hmm.
Sally's and you'll find, I grew up in like that YouTube area where it's like how to tan your body,
Yeah.
and so I would try all these things, and I'm like, it first off doesn't look good because my skin is naturally very fair, and it just didn't look good. It wasn't like the right color, like the undertones, and it was so streaky. Like you can never,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what you're doing, you can never put like a sunless tanner on perfectly. You just can't.
No,
So when I started using the Saint Tropez, it goes on, and I've never had streaking. I've never had splotchiness. It goes on. It gives a good like golden color, and
Mm-hmm.
then after 4 or 5 days, now it doesn't last very long, but after like 4 or 5 days, you scrub it off and you reapply.
Yeah, it's
But
one of my favorites too.
the mitt is a must. I've had
The
where
mitt
like
is a must. Yeah.
I've punctured like a hole through my mitt, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I've used like a
Same.
plastic
Same with
bag,
my nails.
like a Ziploc bag, And I'm like, this is not,
Yeah, the
this is
same thing.
not, yeah, this is not good. So the mitt definitely saves it.
Yeah, it really
Oh,
does. I
wow.
know, I know. And then, so
Would you ever let the
I was
girls
just
do the
gonna,
sunless
yeah,
tanner? Oh,
I
Oh,
was
for
just gonna
sure.
ask that. Yeah.
For sure. They haven't like expressed it. I really want, to be honest. I told my girls, when you guys are older and you guys are into the, if you're ever into it, I want to get the machine. Just because like we'll line up in a row, like boom, boom, boom. You can do me, I can do you.
I love
Yeah.
One
that.
stop shop. But no, I think if like for my girls, one of my biggest things is if it will help them be more comfortable in their skin and it's something like attainable, I'm down for it. And if so, something that's safe and something that we do research into, but I want them to feel as comfortable in their skin as they can. So I'd totally be down for it.
That's so nice. That's so nice. I feel like I'm so interested to know like what their journey is going to be like because I started with instant tanner. I want to say like in 8th grade. Like I started like heavy instant tanner. Went all the way through college into my early 20s. And then I don't know what happened. I just
Kind of stopped.
around 25 just
Mm-hmm.
was like not that I love instant tanner and I do it a couple times a year and I'm like, "Oh, why don't I do it more?" But I just got to the point where, and I know a lot of redheads do, where I'm just like, you know what? This is my skin. It's great. And I'm just going to let it be. And
Mm-hmm.
I've really rocked it. Stephanie actually is inspiration for me. I mean, she like wears shorts with like no instant tanner. When I was in my teens, I would have never done that. Like I would wear pants all the time because I didn't want my legs to be so fair. But then I always saw Stephanie like just rocking it. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's such a journey, is my point, that I'm sure you're going to watch your girls like go through this journey of like self acceptance, but also like finding the right products that makes them feel comfortable. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
all for like if an instant tanner makes you feel good for the rest of your life, do it. Whatever
Yeah.
makes you feel good.
Yeah. And
No,
happiness.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, so confidence. Do you feel like we love all the videos of you guys dancing? It's like one of our favorite
Love it. You're so
things.
cool. I was like, what
Yeah,
a cool
I
mom.
know.
Yeah.
And they're just so fun. And that for us, like dance is confidence and teaching your girls um, confidence. We were wondering, is that something that you're learning as they're getting older that you're having to teach them? Or have you, because all three, I'm sure, have different personalities and are you seeing that one maybe is a little bit confident than the other? How are you kind of witnessing that as a mom?
So my thing that I always tell my girls, I tell them that confidence is learned. Like
Hmm.
you learn to be confident. Now
Mm-hmm.
there are some that come out the womb and are confident. I was not that kid, especially like middle school, high school. Those are also a very rough age.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But I was not super confident. I was kind of always seeking acceptance from somebody, right? Whether it was a boy, whether it was a girl, whether, like
Mm-hmm.
a group of friends. And so my thing that I strive to teach them is like, you kind of learn to, like it's like a fake it till you make it kind of like I am confident. I love my hair. I love, like
Mm-hmm.
this music. I love, certain things. I love my style and you can be confident through that. And when you exude confidence, it kind of you're like tricking yourself. Like I am confident. I am cute.
Yeah.
I am smart. I am intelligent. And I'm that mom that's like, you're so beautiful. I love you. You're so smart. Like just randomly, because I think, it's like those words of affirmation. If you
Yeah.
hear it enough, you'll start to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm always, like we have little mantras. I'll be like, who's the best? And they're like, mom. And they'll be like, who's the most beautiful? And they'll be like, me. Who's the smartest? Me. Just because I want them to feel that about themselves. So
Yeah.
I will say my middle was the most shy out of all of my girls. But I will say, like, within this last year, she's definitely coming out of her
To
shell.
her own. Yeah.
Yeah, she's still a little bit more, she's an observer for sure. Um, but she's coming out of her shell more, which I love. She just got glasses, which I
Ooh.
was really worried about because I had glasses when I was younger and I told my mom, I'm not wearing those. I look ugly. I will not wear those. And so my Mom, I got contacts when I was 6 years old because I would not wear my glasses because I was so, like worried about how I looked. Where we got her these glasses, she loves them. She feels so beautiful in
Oh,
them. And that's also my youngest. She goes, Mom, why do you keep telling Kinley she's so beautiful? Because I'm like, that's
Yeah,
what we do. We tell, like you got new glasses, you got a new hairdo. You are so beautiful. You look
yes,
so great.
you have to
You
boost them
are,
up with your words, and I
yeah,
totally agree with that.
yeah.
How old is your middle that got
She's
the
8.
Okay, that's how old
Yeah.
I was when I got my first pair of glasses.
Yeah. So she's 8. Only 3 kids said they didn't like them. And when I asked her, I was like, well, how did that make you feel? She's like, well, I just walked away. I don't care. And I was like,
Good job.
good. They have such great options now. Like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
Stephanie
they're
talked
they
about
so
do.
cute.
accent.
Yeah,
But
they're
like
so
Warby
cute.
Parker, I know it's a hard one
Yeah, I
for
know.
us to say, but Warby
But
Parker
they have
is
great
a
designs for
like
kids.
just oh my gosh. Yeah, just I'm thinking that's just the one brand. But
Yeah,
when we
mine
were growing up, Stephanie rocked Nickelodeon
they were nickel. Oh my god,
rectangle
good. No,
Nickelodeon stop
they were
sign
stop sign
shape.
glasses. So Adrian always made fun of me as the older sister, but I liked them. But yeah, a couple years later when contacts became I don't it's when they were entertained, like our
Yeah.
whoever, whether it was our parents or our eye doctor, was like, okay, you can now get contacts. I couldn't wait. And yeah, it's a journey when you're, especially as a child, as a kid, when you get glasses or you get braces or the hair color, when you're different amongst your group of friends in your class, kids are going to say stuff. And I love what you said, like you clap, you're like, good for you for just walking away, because what are you going to, I mean, it's better that she didn't even address those comments. And it's so interesting.
What a life lesson though, because
Yeah.
she's gonna face that her
Yeah.
whole life. Someone always has a
And
comment.
it's so,
Well,
Always.
it's like kids
yeah.
have no filter. I don't know when it becomes, I think about this as a parent. Like, when do we develop a filter? Because if I saw someone who got new glasses, unless it was like my best friend saying, like, give me your honest truth. Like, do you like these glasses on me? I'd be like, or I love them. But I would never walk up to someone and be like, you got new glasses? I don't like them. But I think about that. Like, is it when we become adults that we get a sense of, okay, you don't say that, but obviously as a child they just say whatever's on their mind.
Oh, they're just letting go. And my oldest actually, because they were walking out of school together, she's like, and my oldest is very protective. She goes, so did anyone say anything? And my middle one, she's like, well, 3 kids. And she's like, well, what did you say? Did you tell them not to worry about it and that you look beautiful and they're ugly?
I feel like
Oh, I love the big sister. That's like
I
me. I was always so
know.
protective of stuff.
Yeah. And she
Yeah.
was like, no, I just walked away. And my oldest was like, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself.
I love
I'm like,
that.
yeah,
I love
That is
that.
so
it's fun.
cute.
Yeah.
And then
It
how
is fun.
They're so
and that,
cute.
I was gonna say too, Adrian was that type of person that just out of the womb, like, came out with
Confident.
confidence. Yeah, she all
You say that. I don't know. You just are who you are.
yeah.
I have other problems.
We want to talk about hairstyles because we love all the fun hairstyles you do. I do have to say, so my daughter just turned 1 last week,
Mhm.
and I can't wait for her to be able to actually get a lot of hair to like do her hair, because I see these girls at the school that they go to, and it's fun to see what the parents do with like the accessories and stuff. But I personally can't wait for that, even though I know it's just going to add on to our morning routine with getting them ready. But I've never heard of hair chalk pens before, which is really cool. What are some fun items that you've learned having 3 girls that really help with their hairstyles?
So the hair chalk is awesome, especially
Yeah.
because it is so temporary. As soon as they go in the shower, it doesn't matter what color their hair is, it washes right out. So like that was awesome because my kids, oh, can I have blue in my hair today? Oh yeah, sure. You just like chalk it on real quick and it's like a crayon.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
That
like a
is
crayon
really unique. Yeah.
and it goes on. My girls love the claw clips and bows that we have takes up so much space because they love like the big bows and the claw clips and They love to do beads in their hair when we braid it.
Oh,
And it will
wow.
stay, they'll keep it in for like a week or two, just the braids, and then you style around it. But I always found, and even now, doing their hair in the morning is like the one time a day that I get that one-on-one with my
With
kids.
each one, yeah.
With each one,
Oh.
even if it's 5 minutes, say it's 10 minutes, that's the one time that I'm sitting there, we're looking in the mirror, and she has to look at me, I have to look at her,
Mm-hmm.
and we have that like one-on-one time. So then we try and make it fun.
I love that.
Which,
You,
That's
yeah.
so
did you have
nice.
to
Hold on
learn?
to these moments
Yeah.
too, because it's
Yeah.
like when they're 14, they're gonna be like, "Don't touch me."
Yeah.
Did you have to learn how to braid, or before having kids, that was just something that you knew?
So luckily, I grew up. My mom, how I do my girls' hair. I grew up. My mom did my hair like that as well.
That's nice.
So I knew how to braid, and the only thing that is I had to learn how to like Dutch braid, but I just learned kind of on myself.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, it was something that I already knew, and that's also something that I tell my girls. I'm like, you have to learn how to braid. You have to learn how to braid. You may not want but it will help you whether now in life, whether later, but like braiding, I'm sorry, it's non-negotiable. You have to.
Redheads, have you heard?
We aired on ABC's Shark Tank, episode 14, season 15. We are busy developing products and continuing to grow this incredible redhead lifestyle brand.
Check out our mascara and eyebrow products in red hot shades, hair care, merch, lifestyle items, and so much more. Redheads, we can now rejoice.
Finally, there are products for us.
Use code podcast to get 15% off your next purchase. Shop at shop.howtobearedhead.com. So we wanted to talk more about hair, but we definitely want to talk about your TikTok page. You have over 1 million followers.
I
And
know I
as
have
we
the
were
page up.
scrolling through, we were wondering what encouraged you to start it. And are you surprised by the growth? I mean, it just keeps growing and growing. How does that feel?
So I like long, long time ago, I would always post my hair styles on my daughter on my Instagram, just like, little, like just a little picture. And then TikTok came around, and I would post like every once in a while, maybe, once a month. And it was nothing like hair or anything. It was more like those audios, like voiceover, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was seeing people do these like get ready with me's, and I'm like, huh, like we do that every day, like that is part of our everyday routine. So I recorded it one time. We did like the get ready with me for school, and it blew up. Like I think it has like 26 million views, which
Wow.
was
Yeah. Is it the one
crazy.
that's pinned to your page?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it just blew up, and I was me and my daughter were like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy." Because that's just something that we do every day. I do their hair every day. It's part of our routine. And so I'm like, "Well, shoot, I guess we'll just kind of run with it, keep kind of going." And we kept kind of posting videos, and I kept posting videos, and it gained so much like traction. And the thing that I love the most is, moms like, oh, well, this hairstyle will work for my daughter, or I have a hard time, getting my daughter down to do her hair, what products, so it's cool to
Mm-hmm.
share those, because I think as a mom, and I mean any woman with hair, you kind of go through like, well, this product sucks, and then this one is
Yeah.
awesome, and I don't have a lot of time to do my hair today, but I want it to look done, right? So you just do like
Yeah.
a quick little hairstyle, or like today I have more time. So, we'll add a little bit, take a little bit longer, but it's been amazing. It's definitely been a whirlwind, because, I tell people like I do silly videos on the internet, because
Yeah.
they are silly. But the community that I've grown, and, you know, um, what we get to show, and stuff like that. It's been really awesome. It's been
I
great.
think it's cool too because social media can be so fake, but
Mhm.
I love in your bio, you're like, we keep it real. And I love that because I'm such a real person too. And I'm just like, these people who make it seem like everything's perfect, it's
Yeah.
insane. And
I
you can just
know.
see that you're very authentic and real. So I can understand why people love following you because there's no, it's just normal and people don't feel like they have to cover up who they are. They're probably like, oh, thank God, another like a mom I can relate to, or a woman I can relate to, or anyone,
Mhm.
I think it's very relatable.
Well, and
Like,
I
I
think
love sorry, go ahead, Lottie.
I think like going my kids get ready and I am in a robe. Like I take my kids to
That's what I was
school.
just going to say. I love
Yeah.
that I'm looking. I mean, you're in a robe with your towel on. You're
Yeah.
just like, this is who I
That's
am right now getting my kids ready. Yeah.
exactly. It's not glamorous. I don't wake up at 5 a.m. to like do full makeup, full hair to get them ready because that's not realistic. And I think that's one of the things that I strive for the most, especially like when I'm posting on the internet, is being authentic and being who I
Mhm.
really am. And I am not a
Mhm.
person that's like, I get ready like 3 days a week. So,
Right.
Yeah.
like I really drop my kids off to school in a robe and slippers. Like that's
Do
that's just
you
how it is.
have you noticed as they've gotten older that getting ready hasn't become such a like for us, I use the word chore because or like a task in the morning. I have my 1 year old, she's clueless right now, but my son, 3.5, this morning was a win because he actually wanted to take his jammies off with his pull up and actually put his undies on and get ready for the day. Usually we have to fight him to get him out of his pajamas. It's getting better now that he's understanding what the weekends are and that Saturday and Sunday school is closed. And we're trying to tell him your teachers need a break and like need their time. So he'll say, "Oh, is it Saturday? So we keep our jammies on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we keep them on longer in the morning, and then we get ready." But did you feel like there's a certain age where I guess, just so I can tell my husband it gets better, where they're excited? Maybe are there points where they're like, "Mommy, we have to get ready for school," and they run into the bathroom? It's not dragging them.
You're still kind of dragging. Like my
Okay,
11-year-old,
okay.
I'm like, your alarm's gone off 4 times, get out of bed. Like, let's, I don't know if
So
it
you have
will
to get
ever,
them out of bed. I have right
oh
now
yeah,
screaming,
yeah,
"Mommy,
yeah.
mommy." Okay.
I
Okay.
still get, but I guess maybe my husband says like I'm a hoverer. But I'm like, if I don't go wake them up, they're not gonna get up and get ready and get dressed. Now maybe
No,
they
you
would, but
yeah.
that's also
N- n-
that's my job, like
Yeah, I would do the same. I
my
would do the
job is
same.
like get up. And now they are better. My middle one was not a morning person at all. So like every morning she was just pissed. Like she was just mad. And I'm
That's kind of like
sorry.
my son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like just angry, not for any specific reason, but just angry, especially morning times because like on the weekends they get to sleep it a little bit longer. She can wake
Yeah.
up, go have a snack, watch a show. In the mornings, we have school early, so she doesn't get to do those relaxing things.
Mhm.
So luckily she's gotten a little bit better. Once they start school, I feel like it gets a little bit better because it's like
Okay.
you have to go to school. We have places to be. But then it's like
Mhm.
you're dragging them out of bed. Get up. We have to go. You don't have a choice. And I'm like, we have to do your hair. I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
have to brush your hair. You have to brush your teeth. Those are things that I think teaching, like responsibilities to kids, like just because you
Yeah.
woke up late doesn't mean you're just going to throw clothes on and leave. You still have to like hygiene is very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that
for
same
mental health too. It
Yeah.
really
same
is. As you get older, it's no joke. Like, just Stephanie and I talk about it all the time. Getting our hair done, or washing our
doing
hair,
our
or just
hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
just like putting lotion on, just
Oh
doing
yeah.
your skincare routine, just putting some lipstick on. Just those little things give you
Mhm.
such a mood boost. It's totally underrated how
Yeah.
important it is to take care of yourself.
Yeah, because I think after during COVID, people were just in their pajamas all day working, for example, as
Oh,
an adult. Right and then you can be in athletic wear and joggers and everything throughout the day. So I have to be really mindful of, okay, I don't have to do a full face of makeup, but I can like do my brows, put mascara on, brush my hair. So it just makes me think, Lottie, of like what you're teaching your girls can really pertain to anyone. And that's important because a lot of adults, I think, get stuck in that, especially if they're working from home. And especially if, like, for me personally, I had to stop. Like, I got rid of all of like my t-shirts that just had like throw up on them when
oh.
my daughter, not throw up, but like
I was
stains or
joking. I'm
something
just
like
joking.
that. And I ended up getting like all new t-shirts because I was just like, okay, we're out of the newborn stage. We're done having kids. Like I just wanted like to start a new wardrobe because I was finding myself in these shirts that didn't make me feel good. So it just makes me think of what you're teaching your girls is really I think is such a good foundation at such a young age that they're going to learn.
Yeah.
Self-love starts with, you know, in the morning, brushing your teeth, for example, and doing things that will make you feel good throughout the day.
Well, and even during COVID, because my kids did do online school, I made them
Oh,
get
yeah.
up. They got up and got ready every day before school. That was still like, we still need a
That's
routine.
great.
We still
Mm-hmm.
have to, so like they still got up, they had to change out of their pajamas. We had to like do their hair and
Wow,
brush
I
their
love
teeth.
that you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did I? No,
You
but they did, you
had
know.
other responsibilities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
did, but that's because like even at the beginning of this week, I told a friend, I'm like, I just feel so out of it. But I wasn't getting dressed. I was staying in my pajamas till noon.
Mm-hmm.
My hair was a mess. I wasn't getting ready. And like that kind of is a boost of like, all right, let's get our day started, right? I have an outfit on. I brushed my hair. Like, let's kind of get things rolling. For me, if I don't do that, I'll just like sit on the couch and scroll on my phone.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know. And then sometimes I give myself grace. Our mom always says, she's like, even my friends know it as, she always says, you're only one woman. And
yeah.
sometimes, some days when like the kids had a double ear infection last week, stomach bug went in our house last week as well. One day I like couldn't even get ready. So I give
hmm
myself grace. I'm sure a lot of you've
You have
experienced
to.
with having,
You have
yeah.
to.
But most of the days I do try to get ready because I totally can understand. I get more done when I'm ready to like conquer the day
hmm
when I feel good.
Yeah. No, you have to because that's what sets the tone, it sets the tone for your day.
Yeah. And how about hair products when you're doing their hair? Is it, are you using different products for them that you use on your hair, like with styling products?
So we all use the same products. I just like buy in quadruples because we go through it so
Oh,
quickly.
That makes it easy.
I love the It's a 10 leave-in
okay.
conditioner
Mm-hmm.
They're
because
great.
it's a conditioner and it's a heat protectant. So like nobody likes to get their hair brushed out when it's tangled. You want crying kids in the morning? Try brushing
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
tangled hair. So like that's
Yeah.
stuff that I use on them and like the day 3-in-1 styling cream. It's awesome because it helps you just whip it in your hands. You put it up in a quick ponytail and I use that on me and them. It doesn't make your hair like crunchy because I'm a firm believer. If I'm going to buy nice products for me, I'm going to buy nice products for my kids. Because
Yeah.
just because they're
Yeah.
kids doesn't mean that, they have
They
to
get the
not.
short end of the stick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
agree.
if I'm gonna use like good products on me, I'm gonna use good products on them. But I've also found like Affordable Herbal Essence, they have great like hairsprays and hair gels that are $8, and I go through one every quarter. But I definitely use the same products 100% on me and the kids. So
That's awesome.
Oh.
Does your husband ever partake in the morning get readies?
he um he will do their hair if I'm not there.
Okay.
Oh,
Because
So
because
that's so
nice.
nice.
he loves seeing our kids put together. Like he
Hmm.
loves like
Yeah.
they look great. Not also I think as I could be biased, but I do think that people treat you a little bit differently as a child when you're a little bit more put together. I
In
could be
what
wrong.
way?
Like, like teachers or, even
Okay.
strangers or if you look combed, put together, I think you're treated a little bit differently. And
It's true.
he likes seeing like, oh, they're put together. So if I'm out of town for work, if I'm at a workout class, he will. Now he isn't the best, but he'll put their hair up in a ponytail, like, no, he still
Oh,
goes in. We did have to teach him though, like, hey, you have to use like a comb, you can't just use your hands for the ponytail. Like,
yeah.
here's a comb. He'll use the spray bottle. But a ponytail and a bun is about where he draws the line. But he will get in there and get his hands dirty, which I love because he cares about, right? Like you
Yeah.
want to get up, you want to get ready, and that's how we start our day. So it's fun to watch him in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so cute. That's really precious. Do your girls have any hairstyles that they love to wear every day?
That
Or just their favorite?
So my middle loves a ponytail. If she could wear a ponytail every day, she would wear a ponytail every day. And I'm the one that's like, hey, let's change it up. Let's do
Yeah, let's
some,
experiment a new hairstyle.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she has long, thick blonde hair and it's so beautiful, but she just loves a ponytail and they love like bubble braids. Bubble braids are their favorite.
Okay. Yeah.
You just put in some elastics, you pull the hair apart. It's very quick and easy, but it looks nice. And I think that's one thing that I'm trying to show them too is like, you don't have to take a long time on your hair.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't have to be long. You can add a quick little
Yeah.
braid. You could add a quick little ponytail, a quick little
A
something,
curl.
a
Yeah.
curl. Yeah, it can take you
Hmm.
5 minutes and you feel more put together, but then you can also have like a fun hairstyle as well.
I'm thinking about when you've used a curling iron on them, do they stay still?
Yes. So, I mean,
Yeah.
each kid has got burned one time and they always remember, right? That one time that they got burned.
I remember actually when we were younger, we had the Hot Tools. It was a
Hmm.
really thick,
Yeah.
like one of the first hair straighteners on the market. Adrian, remember? It
Yep,
was the
I
black
remember it.
one.
Black and gold.
We always left it plugged in, and we would have to call our dad to
Yeah.
go unplug it.
Unplug it.
But I remember always burning. I had to figure out how to hold it. But
Hmm.
yes, it makes you remember those burns, and then you end up realizing, okay, I mean, I know that they're not doing it on themselves, but you quickly learn, stay
Well,
still.
and that's what I do get a lot of comments like, how do your kids like sit still, right? How do you make them sit still?
Yeah.
And my response is kind of like, it's not optional. Like we do our hair. Like that's it's
Okay.
not an
Yeah.
option to be like, nope, I'm not doing it and be wild because like just like how you have to eat breakfast and you have to eat dinner and you have to make your bed, like we're doing our hair. So when they're itty bitty babies, no, I'm not curling their hair because they're all over the place,
Yeah.
But like you're 3 years old, okay, you stay still. Okay, don't move your arm. Remember this is hot. Remember this is hot. You don't want to get
Mm-hmm.
burned. My 4 year old's kind of crazy though, so she's always like talking with her hands and like moving and looking at her sisters. And I'm like, remember this is hot. Like you don't want to burn
Yeah.
yourself. But they always remember the one burn, and I'm like, it was one time, okay. You
Yeah.
shouldn't
Yeah.
have, if you didn't move
You're fine.
around, you wouldn't have got burned. So,
Yeah, I'm learning so much personally having a daughter of my own because I can see our future with getting ready, and it's exciting because I
Mhm.
think, like our best friend Adrian's best friend from high school that turned into mine later, Adrian Kira, she taught me how to braid, and I'll never forget it. And it was a technique and it's something that I'm so happy that she taught me how to do because our mom didn't teach us how to braid, but it's something that I'm excited for because right now she's at that stage where I was horrible at putting headbands on her as a
Those are the
baby.
worst though. They just pull
Yeah,
them off. Yeah.
yeah. And then now she's at the age exactly where she just pulls off everything. So I stopped buying them. And then now I'm just trying to make sure that I'm trying to think how I'm going to keep a hat on her all summer because she's fair and
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to ever have a hat on recently. So, but yeah, I can't wait to get ready with her. It's going to be really fun because right now my son is just, boys are just, I don't even do anything, which is interesting because my husband always says, did you do Bo's hair this morning? I'm like, no, what is there to do? He goes, you have to put like some water and like
Big
spike it up a
product.
little
Yeah.
bit. So I've had to learn how to get like a guy, like his guy perspective is so different. I'm like, oh, he's fine. He's like, no, you got to like spike it
Make
up a
them
little
feel
bit.
good. Yeah, make them feel good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but I've learned how he is now in the morning. So it's interesting how you learn something about your spouse. But yeah, I'm really excited for when Isla gets hair.
It's so fun. It really is. My oldest now, because I taught her how to curl her hair. Um, because
Wow.
it's good to know, and when we
Yeah.
have time, and so like this morning she curled her hair herself, and she's like, "Oh, this side is good and this side isn't," But like
Yeah.
it's something that takes practice, and I've been doing it forever, so yeah, it looks more consistent, but they're just, I feel like they're life skills and they're good to know.
Yeah,
No, I
they
agree. And I
are.
think, I was thinking about like some of our routines as kids that we didn't have options, and our parents weren't big rule people, and maybe that's why like we have so many rules ourselves. Stuff like we're hard on
That could
ourselves is
be.
what I mean. But we had no option, but we had to sit for breakfast and dinner. We had to sit as a family and eat.
Yeah.
And when I started getting older and going to other people's houses, I noticed that wasn't a routine for them. Just like your girls might go to a friend's house and notice that their mom doesn't care if their hair's done or not,
Mhm.
right? And so you start thinking, oh, that's kind of
Mm.
different. That's kind of different. But I'm so happy that we had those times with dinner because we really bonded as a family. And even now, like we all sit down and we eat together, and it's just like such a form of bonding for us. And I can already tell that like when your girls get older, like they're gonna have happy memories looking back and being like, we did this with mom, and they're gonna carry it with them.
Yeah.
That's so special.
That's hopefully that's the plan.
Yeah, yeah. So we wanted to ask too about bright colors. A lot of redheads feel very shy to wear bright colors. I know I personally always love to wear black, but I think I wore it too much because maybe I didn't want to stand out. And Stephanie and I are both the same. Like college to 20s, we were just like, we're going bananas, and we would always wear all different kinds of shades of
But
color.
prior to
So
that, no. Growing up, it was like
yeah.
I did not
Yeah,
want to
and I wish
stand
we
out.
did. I wish
Yeah,
we did.
same,
So
same.
we know that your girls do love to rock really bright colors. So did you teach them that? Because that's definitely a part of confidence too.
So with their clothes, to be honest, that's just more what they're drawn to. They just like those bright, bold colors. And, I think it's something that I've seen that they take interest. So I'll be like, oh, well, do you like this or do you like this? But that's just something that they have always just been drawn to by their eyes. I get on my
Mm.
daughter because you would think because she is a redhead and her skin is very fair, she loves to wear like whites and creams and like those. And I'm like, we have 12 cream shirts, like, but that's just what she likes, like a cream and then
Yeah.
she'll put a blue and a pink but those are just the colors that they have like just been drawn to.
On to.
Yeah.
That is so cool. That is so cool. So I wanted to close with asking about again your TikTok page. So do you have any plans? I know that there's probably so much content as the girls get older, but I was just wondering what's next for you and your community.
That's a really good question because I think just in like myself, I'm like, okay, we've been doing this. What is our turning point? Kind of where are we going with this?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It'll come to you or
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
it will.
And I think my biggest thing that I've going to shown more is it's okay to, even not get ready all the time and you're still a good mom, or like,
Don't
Yeah.
have the guilt.
my kid puked all over the kitchen. I haven't done the dishes and like it's okay. I still went to Target today and I didn't have to stay home and clean, like that
Mm-hmm.
as a mom, I think there's so much pressures. Now I love the hair
Yeah.
stuff. It's so amazing, but I think my goal is just to be like, you can be a great mom and
Yeah.
not, be on your A game all the time. Or like
Yeah.
we went to McDonald's for dinner last night because I didn't want to cook, or like the dishes are still in the sink from last night because I didn't want to do the dishes. But that doesn't make you a bad mom or,
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. So I think that's
Yeah.
something that I really like to portray and keep portraying is we kind of keep growing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all
I
need
love
more
that.
of the realness. We do. We just
Yes.
the more pages I see, I'm just like, "Oh gosh, if it's making it seem like it's so whimsical every day." I'm like, that is
Well,
insane. No matter how much I love life, everyone has challenges.
and I think too, I grew up in the Instagram world where everything was
Mm,
perfect.
that's what it
Every
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I love, and they're amazing influencers. They were amazing women, but like everything just looked, now I know it wasn't like that off screen, but on screen,
Mm-hmm.
everything looked so perfect. And I
Perfect.
think as a woman, especially as a young mom, and I was like, I can't be like that because it's just not
Mm,
realistic for me. Now it was their job and things are, different, but I want to portray like what real life is. And that is not real life for me. It could
Mm-hmm.
be for somebody else, but I want it to look more real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
We
you for
love
that.
following you
Yes.
and your girls. And honestly, Lottie, anything that you need, we'll send you a kit
That would
for
be
like mascara,
amazing.
all our
Yeah,
mascaras and all of our stuff so that they can enjoy it. Because
they would
we
love
so
that.
wished we had a redhead community growing up. So anything you ever need, please reach out.
No, we would, they would die. They are obsessed with anything makeup, anything like that.
Yay.
Oh,
Thank you so much
yay.
for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.